because you have the most diehard Kyle Busch fans out here, and they seem to know more than I do. So, I'm going to open it up to them in just a moment. And so you guys be thinking of some good questions that you want to ask Kyle and Samantha over here. But I want to start off with catching up with you guys. What have you been doing the past week or so?
It's been a bit crazy, that's for sure. But overall, just you had last weekend the All-Star race, you got the truck race. So when we had Friday, I stayed the night on the motorhome, and her and Brexton, they stayed at home and had Mimi and Pops over to be with them. But overall, I was on track all day long, from 9 o'clock in the morning until 11 o'clock at night, whatever it was. So then we went and played in the pool the next day. We went swimming for a little while, and kind of grilled a little bit. And then we went to the racetrack for the All-Star race. So I mean, it's family, it's racing. That's pretty much all it is. That's all there's really time for. We've had a few friends in the area that we kind of had dinner with the other night, right? And Brexton's birthday party was a big thing on Sunday after the All-Star race. So lots going on, lots of parties. Seems like lots of parties.
Tell us about Brexton's birthday party. What did you guys do for that?
It was Transformer themed, which we switched themes every day, and so finally we're like, nope, you're stuck at this. So we went pretty simple this year, and we just had all of our friends over and family. We grilled, we swam, and it was pretty low key. It was supposed to end. It was 11 to 1, and we had some stragglers that didn't leave until about 7:30 at night. So we were finally like, okay, party over. Time to go.
So what do you get for Brexton for his birthday?
I think a couple of those were re-sobering. We're leaving later. You're like, well, we can't leave yet,
We're going to hang out for just a little longer
We
here.
didn't have Uber as a sponsor for our party, so...
So what did you get Brexton for his birthday?
He's really into masks right now, so like all the superhero masks, and then we got him a bike, but he really has no interest in it, I guess probably because it doesn't have a motor. So he sat on it, and that was about the extent of his new bike riding.
What'd you do?
I pushed him. We like rode together.
Wait, you pushed him or did you shove him?
No, he wouldn't let me take my hand. I had to have a hand on the front and the back. He wouldn't let me leave, so I went right down the sidewalk. Because the problem is it has a training wheels on and it teeters, so every time he teetered, he'd go, I'm gonna fall off. So we never got too far yet.
So whenever you're at home and you get to, you wake up in your own bed, things like that, does that kind of throw your game off at all whenever you need to get out there and get behind the wheel? I mean, you're used to staying at the racetrack and you live at the racetrack.
Yeah, you're used to staying in the home away from home, I guess, in the motorhome. So you could say that, I guess, it's a little bit weird to stay at home and then get up in the morning and kind of have a little bit of a day to waste before you go to the racetrack for that evening's event. But, it's nice. It's a little getaway, and having the opportunity to stay at home. We cherish those nights as much as we possibly can because you are on the road a lot and traveling a lot, but it's part of it.
Whenever you get a chance to take a vacation, do you like to take a vacation or is the couch the vacation?
No, we like to get away. When it's all said and done, it's kind of crazy, right? Like we're never home, but then when we can be home, we're not home. So I don't know how that makes any sense, but we do it that way. That's just us. We've been on a few vacations, Bahamas, Mexico, wherever, and we've even gone a couple of times, like out to the eastern North Carolina, out to the shore, stuff like that. So it's fun. We'd like to just kind of travel around and see some different places. We always go together.
Where's your favorite place to go?
I'd say the Bahamas has always been kind of our new fave. We went a lot of places in the Caribbean before. We've been to probably 7 different islands probably, and we kind of honed in on a place in the Bahamas that's kind of nice.
Now, between the two of you, who's the more adventurous of you? Who drags who around and is like, ooh, let's go try this, or let's go do this?
I think it's a mix. I'm obviously a lot more scared of things, but I think when it comes to wanting to go maybe do stuff, like I like to go find hikes, and I don't think we'll ever go, but like one day I really want to go on a safari. I think that would be so cool, but I think it's a good mix of both of us.
Well, like food-wise, do you ever kind of venture out? I know you go to the Bahamas and Mexico and wherever else. Do you want to try new foods, or you kind of stay so close to home?
No, yeah, Kyle eats anything. I'm a little weird because I don't eat red meat, but I mean, we love to go try new stuff. And Brexton's really good. We gave him, like the tentacle
gets older, who is Brexton more showing traits of? You or Kyle?
Yes.
I would say both.
What does he get from whom?
Situation. So, from Kyle, obviously.
She's like, here, tell on yourself.
Well, no. We should tell on opposites.
Well, from Kyle, I mean, obviously his sense of loving to drive and travel, and he's not afraid, except for riding a training wheel bike, he's not afraid of anything. So I think and he loves to win. You know, second, he hates losing. Like, I'm not kidding you. Kyle,
You thought I was bad.
after the race for a while last year, he voted his bunk and cry if Kyle didn't win. So we had a number of talks with him about, you gotta try, and sometimes you don't win, and he's like, no, you're just supposed to win. So we're working on that.
I was looking in the room to see if the problem person was here, but she's not. My mom's around here somewhere. But anyways, I would say that he's a mama's boy at the current moment. He loves mama, and he loves reading. He's big into reading right now. I'd say some of his other characteristics or traits or something like that. He's very sweet and loving. Like he grabs mom and hugs her and kisses her and things like that. So he's good. There's the moments. It was rough from 2.5 to 3.5. We had 2.5 to 3.5. That was bad. And now he's chill. He's a lot cooler. So we're having fun.
Well, you had a long path to get to where you are with Brexton and things like that. And as everybody knows or doesn't know, that all of the raffle proceeds, everything here from the lunch goes to the Bundle of Joy Fund. And I just got some updated numbers on those things.
Thank you. Guys. Appreciate that.
So, everybody here, everybody knows about Bundle of Joy, right?
Yeah.
You're very familiar with that. But some of the updated numbers, I know you know them better than I do. You're over like $500,000 right now, and it's growing. So catch us up on the latest with Bundle of Joy.
Yeah, so next week we're going to get ready to do another round of grants. So once we finish giving out these grants, we'll be at $600,000 in 4 years, which we're very grateful to all of you guys for. And we've been doing really well. We went on the Today Show, actually. They recognized our foundation, and we got to do a surprise grant, which was very special to us. And then last week I was in D.C. and just meeting with some infertility groups, and we're going to start hopefully working on the state of North Carolina to get some insurance coverage. So we're really proud of it. We're growing. We've got pharmaceutical companies and other major sponsors reaching out, interested in us. We've got other clinics interested. So, our goal is just to keep growing and helping more couples become families.
You're absolutely going out there beating down the door of the government and everything. And I know you do a lot of public speaking and you do very well in a crowd. Do you get nervous whenever you have to go up in front of lawmakers and really go, okay, looky here?
No, honestly, I wasn't nervous. And what's remarkable is I was there to kind of tell Kyle and I's story, but that wasn't the story I told. It was the story of everybody else over the last 4 years that have shared with us. It was the story of, the 37 families plus all the ones on social media. It was the 9 miscarriages, the working 4 jobs, the selling their home and moving in with family members to have a chance at a child. And so getting to talk to the lawmakers and explain things to them and explaining who receives our grants. It's veterans, it's police officers, firefighters. Our number 1 grant recipient is elementary school teachers. These are the people that are protecting and serving and growing our community, and we have to do what we can to help them.
Now, you two have been, especially Samantha, you've been extremely open and in the public eye with this. And I've never gotten to ask Kyle this, but Kyle, how do you feel about going through something so personal in such a public way?
With all the IVF stuff?
Yeah.
Well, it's something that doesn't need to be taboo, that doesn't need to be sheltered and hidden in the closet. There's something wrong with every single one of us, And obviously Samantha and myself, we had issues of being able to conceive naturally, and so we had to go the route of IVF, and it's just to get the voice out there to show that there's other people out there that struggle in the same way. And many of them, like us, fortunately, we have the means to be able to go through IVF. It's fine, but there's many of people that are out there that don't have the means to be able to go through IVF, and it's frustrating to us now understanding all of this and aggravating in the same sense too that it costs $20,000 to be able to have a child. Like, it shouldn't be that way, you know what I mean? So the more we can do to help legislation or to help insurance companies better give coverage or cheapen that process, the more families, let alone we can help, but then also the more families that would be able to afford and to be able to have their own bundle of joy.
Now, a lot of people from the outside looking in, you're a race car driver, you get to live your dream.
Well, that's the reason why I have male problems. It's because I'm a race car driver. So let's just put it that way. It's hot in there, I'm telling you.
Where do you go with that one?
Well, you can put a bag of ice down there, but that only can do so much.
I'm not going to touch that one either.
Yeah, it's kind of like getting a good look at a T-bone. You can stick your head up a bull's rear, but I'd rather take the butcher's word for it.
I got nothing, man. I got nothing. People see you from the outside looking in, and it seems like, rich and famous and everything's great and whatever. But you guys, you've had your struggles, and it really shows through everything that you guys have gone through. That you're just like everybody else. So what is the biggest piece of advice that you can give someone who's trying to get out there and trying to have their own kid?
There's so many pieces of advice, and we've always kind of shared, like, we get so much advice from others, and it's kind of like, hey, let us be us, so I hate kind of giving it, but I think the biggest thing is when you're going through it, you're struggling, obviously it's a lot harder, I feel like, for the woman than it is for the guy, so being a support system for her and being there for her, a shoulder for her to lean on, to cry on, to whatever, and just having the opportunity to try to help build her up, help both of us together as well too, to become more of a team and always be there for one another.
So who hurts worse with the needle though? Because you're the one that has to stick her with it. Does she punch you back afterwards?
No, I'm pretty good, I think.
No, he's really good. I mean, honestly.
How many tries did it take though?
No. Like first try, he's a great shot giver.
Oh.
Yeah.
We do have video of you put it on your site, didn't you? We do have video, I think it's on our site, of the first time that I had to give her the needle, and she was running around the room like we were trying to chase her down and pin her down in order to give it to her, and then it happened, and she was like, oh, that wasn't so bad. It was a total freak out moment, but in the end, it was pretty simple. So she's good with it now. She's had over 100 of them.
So with this week, let's shoot for the 600 for the 600, right?
Absolutely. There you go. That sounds good.
And what better way to cap it off than to go out there and win the Coca-Cola 600? This is the longest race of the year, obviously, and they're saying that this is going to be the hottest Coca-Cola 600 in history. So how do you prepare for that? What do you do to get into, to prepare for 600 miles and 30-degree cockpit?
Yeah, well, I'm probably already behind, but you're supposed to be hydrating. So drinking plenty of fluids, getting your water in you and everything like that ahead of time, days ahead of time, is the biggest thing to make sure that you're enough hydrated. You're not just going to catch up in a 24-hour span, so you got to start early. So today would be important, and then tomorrow as well too, and then pretty much on Sundays, like I have a drink with breakfast or a drink with lunch or whatever, and a drink with dinner, but like I try not to overhydrate because it is such a long race. That can be problematic as well too. So
let it go, man. Just let it go.
There's a whole science to this stuff, I'm telling you. So you got to figure it out, and I've got my system. So we'll just roll with that.
Do you do that on your own, or do you have somebody that kind of coaches you through it? It's like, all right, go drink some water or Pedialyte.
I do that on my own.
What do you do? Gatorade, water, Pedialyte?
I never drink the same one back to back. You know what I mean? So like if I do a Pedialyte, then I'll have a water, and then I might have a Gatorade, and then I'll have a water. Like I always try to get the water in there as well too, because you can over sugar yourself with Pedialyte and Gatorade and stuff like that. I feel like but at least during the race too, I do the same thing. Like if we have pit stops between stages, every stage break I'll get a Gatorade, but if we have pit stops between stages, it's always a water. You know what I mean? So we mix it up.
I'll be honest with you. After some of these races, I see you get out of the car and you look like a hot mess. So
I thought I looked pretty good.
I mean, all of you guys do, though. I mean, whenever you're finished with a race, especially a long one like the 600, what are you feeling afterwards?
Well, depends on what kind of shape you're in. When a couple of years ago, back like 2015, when I just came back and ran the All-Star race, and then I came back and ran the 600 as my first race back. I couldn't even get out of the car. Like I couldn't even stand up hardly when I got out and was on pit road. Your body's not acclimated to it. You've been out of it for so long. But then after you do it, repetitious, cycles, you're able to pick back up to it. So, you know, for me, with working out and having Samantha helping me and doing some things has been really good for the last 2.5 years, where Chicago last year was super hot, and I felt fine getting out of the car, but then they had Victory Lane in the covered garage area, and like the steam of the car, like it was just a swamp, you know? And I was like, I just had to step outside, like just go get some fresh air and just breathe some air that wasn't race car air, you know what I mean? So that was probably the worst I felt, and there was a lot of other drivers worse off than I was.
So my final question for both of you real quick, we'll open it up to a couple fan questions and then play a game right here. What is your favorite victory lane for your entire career period?
Like the celebration or
Yeah.
the look of what Victory Lane looks
No,
like?
your celebration. What was your most meaningful victory lane?
It's got to be 2015 Homestead. You know what I mean? You know, when you win that race, you forget that you even won the race. You know, when you win the championship, like you forgot that you even won the race. So you're there in Victory Lane and you're on the championship stage and everything's all about the championship. And then they come to you like, I don't know, 20 minutes later or whatever, and they're like, oh, by the way, here's the race winning trophy. And you're like, shit, I won? Like, I totally forgot. I had no idea. I was like, I want that trophy. I care about that one, you know? And so that was a really cool one. I would say another one too is, you know, Bristol sweeps were always really special. You know, being able to go three nights in a row, give or take, those were pretty awesome as well too. So anyone that Brexton's been thrown up high in the air, that's always cool too. So
Does it ever get old?
not yet. I mean, it's gonna. You know, when he's his age, I'm not gonna be able to do it so well. So we'll have to back her down in a few years.
Samantha, favorite victory lane?
Obviously the ones that Kyle said were amazing, and then I'd also have to say the Brickyard. It's just so historic, and you get to go out on the track and kiss the bricks, and then I don't know if you guys remember, but Brexton's first year there, he was not old enough to eat candy, but every time we would bend down and kiss the bricks, I'd look up and he would just have Skittles, like just laying down his face in his shirt, and he was so jacked up. I remember he was little, and we went to Steak and Shake. It was like 12:30 at night, and he was like, "Come here, where we going?" Like he would not sleep. So that was a really fun one. And then there's a picture of him. Kyle was doing media, and we were still out on the track, and he was sitting on the bricks playing with Kyle's car. So that was a special one.
All right, now let's open it up to you guys. What do you guys want to know? What do you want to ask? Yes, sir.
What M&Ms?
Caramel.
A caramel. Have I ever had a caramel M&Ms frozen? No, I haven't actually. So is that a hot trick? Okay.
Well, inside information there.
Yeah, we do put Snickers in the freezer, so I can see where you get the idea from. So I'll have to give that a whirl. But I could say I don't know if peanut butter would be good in the freezer, would it? Has anybody done that? Peanut butter ones?
Well, with the new hazelnuts. I think
The
that would be
hazelnut
good, too.
spread. I mean, not the nut one.
Right,
Yeah. Okay.
The hazelnut spread M&Ms.
You got to make sure you say spread, all right?
I'm sorry, they're not paying me.
They're paying me to tell you. All right. Yes, sir. Right up front. My favorite car paint scheme. I got to go with the green, man. I got to go with the crispy M&M's card. So that one there was, unfortunately, I didn't get to run the first race in it, but I did get to run the last race in it, and the last race in it meant the most that I've ever had for a race victory, anything like that. So the green is money, right? So I like the green one.
Who's next? Over here.
Hey, real quick, any chance we're getting ready to make that new Indiana Jones movie? Are you going to bring that Indiana Jones car?
Indiana Jones, are they doing a new movie?
Yeah.
Huh, I'll have to talk to the M&M's folks. That's a huge brand issue, whatever the heck you want to call it. You know what I mean? So it's not that I could just go to them and say, hey, I want to run a Batman car or an Indiana Jones car or whatever. Like, they got to go through all the legal and the this and the that, and there's so much jargon behind that. I think that's kind of why I don't have a whole lot of those. But you know, I wouldn't mind running more special paint schemes, because it seems I have a good luck with running different ones. You know, Skittles is always good. The combos car. So if you guys remember the orange combos car, I actually won every single race in the orange combos car except one. I finished second. We've never run it again. So, you know, kind of weird like that, I guess. But Caramel was good. When Caramel came out, I finished in the top 5 like 8 races in a row or something like that. So different paint schemes are always good to have. So
I thought you were going to say like the pink kitty car that you had.
the pink kitty, did I win in that one?
No, I don't think so.
Second, third,
Yeah,
something like that probably.
You were up there, but it was, I mean, it was designed by a little girl. It was great.
That was fake, but yeah.
Hey, it still looked good on you, right?
Absolutely.
Real men will wear pink,
That's
right?
right, that's right.
Yes, ma'am. Just a couple more. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is probably more for Sam.
Okay, sure.
Are you looking to venture out with IDF in other states that you that?
Yeah, when we actually went, she asked if we were looking anywhere else besides North Carolina at getting coverage, and we actually went to DC and we talked at the federal level. So there are a few bills out there right now that are trying to make it a nationwide coverage. Those are a little bit harder to pass. There's a lot more
Politics?
A lot more politics. So we feel that starting at North Carolina, we have the best chance and to make the biggest impact, and then from there, we would like to continue on and see where we go.
So as a supporter of yours, what can we do?
Okay, hold on. So I was in DC probably, a month before you were, and I talked to a few other legislators as well too, and I did a couple other states. One of the guys, Oregon or Washington, Washington, that guy, he's got a big thing that he's trying to push as well too, and then also who's going to run for president. Booker, he's doing some stuff as well too. That's another one. So like, there's a bunch of other state officials that we've been talking with from other states that we're trying to be able to continue to venture out or get approval or whatever it might be. It's very, very challenging. So everybody keeps telling us you got to beat the door down. You just got to start small, and show it and prove it, and then it'll get bigger and bigger as it goes along. So, what was the question?
What can we do? How can we help out? Do we call congressmen? What do we do?
So that is one thing. You can write letters to your local congressman and let them know that this is an important issue that you'd like to see coverage. And then the reason that Kyle and I speak out so much about it is because when people talk about the issue and they're a united voice, and there's 1 in 8 couples going through this, that's how changes get made. When people, like Kyle said, are constantly getting hounded, we need coverage, that's eventually how it'll happen.
One more question. One more. Yes, ma'am.
This is a Brexit question.
Oh, good.
A couple of years ago, at some point, I remember Tom said that your dad can recognize a championship racer from the DD kid.
Okay.
What does he say about Brexit? So who am I going to root for when you retire?
Well, all right. So I guess my dad figured out that Kurt and myself were pretty good at a young age, being a race car driver. But I started at 13. Kurt started at 16. So I don't know how young he figured out that we were going to be race car drivers. But maybe it's just the way we walked. I don't know. So I haven't asked him if Brexton's got that walk yet. But we'll figure that out.
Now, I heard that you were